Alright, so I'm trying not to publish at Blogger for a while because I really think the last few pages that I published there were important, and I just want to give people time to read them. The last page in particular that I published, you know, I just things are really sad in the United States right now, and I think it's very likely that lots of fraternities have people, and probably sororities also have people who are involved in organizations that have to do with kids. You know, they're like big brothering them, big sistering them, and those kids are going to get abused. You know, I'm sure that will happen. Has already probably happened in the past, and also probably more over the past few years. So I was thinking about something, and you know, my sense of humor ranges from things that I consider to be pretty family friendly to things that are pretty cynical. But I just thought of something, and I don't know what this video is going to be like. I don't know if I'm going to publish it or not. But I thought of it. Well, it actually starts with something that isn't funny at all, which is anyway. So I'm talking at this blog instead of writing at Blogger right now. Right? So I'm trying to do that. Anyway, what I started thinking about was this question of this fictitious person, Haven Monahan, which is the people who are continue to attack Jackie, and now are trying to sue Rolling Stone. I think they're really trying to make a big deal out of this fictitious person, and it seems to me that maybe what happened, and I wrote about this before. Probably Jackie might have heard me. You know, heard me, knew a little bit of conglomerate code, was young, impressionable. You know, the way that it's been, what's happened to me has been presented to the conglomerate. That's the way the conglomerate prefers to think about it a large amount of the time. When it's not being openly vindictive, it likes to present it as being something that is in some way flattering to me, right? Instead of being this horrific violation. Instead of being a horrific violation, the conglomerate likes to pretend that it's somehow flattering to me, which of course it isn't. But there, you know, what are you supposed to think? You know, there are many people who are older than she is who have been fooled by the conglomerate, right? Who do not entirely understand that what the conglomerate is doing is wrong. That process of desensitization, also strengthening old stereotypes, that kind of thing. It has not been difficult for the conglomerate to do to me what it has done. You know, not difficult at all. Because the power structure is still sexist. Always has been. If the conglomerate has this way, it always will be. And that's kind of all there is to it. But it seems to me that probably what happened is that she tried to create something that almost like something out of a movie, you know, trying to get this guy to like her. Someone who turned out to be not such a good friend after all, and she was kind of hoping that he would just like her, right? So if you kind of read how all of that happened, you can. I think you can get to that conclusion about it, right? She liked a guy. She wanted to make him like her. You know, he wasn't particularly interested. Maybe she was a little bit insecure. You know, hadn't really gotten to where she might have been, like, kind of socially later. You know, if she had kind of gotten to know more people, had more time. You know, it can take some time. Some people, when they go to college, they meet friends, like people that they're friends with, right, and they stay friends all the way through college, you know, and after college, that kind of thing. Some people, it takes them some time. You kind of end up just everybody getting to know kind of everybody that is immediately around them at first, right? And then later, as you kind of, like, you know, you take classes, you meet other people through people, that kind of thing. She didn't really go through that process in an untraumatized way, right? So anyway. But yeah, you know, and then the idea that this is being used against her over and over and over again as some sort of proof that she's this terrible, horrible, monstrous liar. You know, and it's people do silly things when they're young. You know, it doesn't mean that they deserve to have horrible things happen to them. And I was thinking too about, like, all the unbelievable things that men say to women. Men, you know, I don't mean to be categorical about it, but if you the entertainment industry, has stuff like that all the time. Movies, entire movies and television shows and all that stuff where people are acting like it's funny when men construct these unbelievable lies and work on them for days or weeks or months or even years to try to get a woman or women or just, you know, a certain woman to love them, right? As if love can be built on a lie, which of course it can't. But that's all treated like it's just hilarious or even dramatic. The guy's always treated like the endearing hero. Those stories have been told over and over and over again in all types of fiction and all types of drama, right? So what I started thinking about that way was also sort of, you know, somebody sort of your standard kind of sexist guy saying something like, you know, men don't tell lies. Don't tell lies to get women into bed with them. No, it's what you're called lying is just game. It's just game, and it's not a question of lying. Either you have good game or you have bad game. You either have game that works or game that doesn't. To call it a lie, to say it's lying, oh, that's crude. That's crude. That's really, you know, that's crude. That's like something some fucking feminist slut would say, you know. No, you know, men who have good game, they're not lying. They're just helping members of the gentler sex feel better about taking their pants off. It's a public service. I felt like I knew I would be able to say that in a southern accent. No, I think it's going to come out wrong because I don't think I'm going to say it right. Men with game, they're not lying. No, it's going to come out wrong. It's going to sound English instead of southern. I don't hear enough southern accents. They're helping members of the gentler sex to feel better about taking their pants off. It's a public service. Well, the accent's bad, but I think you get it. I think you get the idea.